Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome to the live show. It's your boy, aka Boost Up English, aka Dr. Placement, aka Streaming Willie Beeman. And we are here to learn how to listen to English like a native speaker, specifically North American or American accent. So, if you're new to the channel, get ready to learn about what American listeners actually listen to when they're listening to each other speak. Because the answer is not the letters. When we're listening to each other, we're not listening to every individual letter or every individual word. So, on this channel, we break down exactly what parts of the sounds attract American listeners' ears and what you can start doing to training yourself to start sending the sounds the same way so that you sound familiar and comfortable for native speakers of American English. So today is a great show. We're going to dive into a request. I'm not sure exactly who sent this request in a couple of lives ago, asked if we could talk about the R sound, and we're going to do that today. So I wanted to wait until we did the placement course or class or live because the R is one of those sounds that without the right placement is just no point in even practicing it. So I've told lots of students before, they've sent me videos asking me to give them feedback on the R sound. And a lot of times, they seem to have the right tongue position, but it doesn't matter because their placement is so off. So if you haven't seen the placement live, I recommend that you go and watch this before you really try to deep dive into the R sound because as I explained in that live session there, that a lot of the sounds, like placement doesn't just make you sound like a native speaker. A lot of the sounds are only possible to make if you have the right placement. So as you guys are coming in here, hit the like button. If you're watching the replay, smash the like button. Remember, if you want me to break down words, you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Drop them in the comments. I check the comments. And yeah, let me know where you guys are watching from. I'm always interested to know where you guys are right now. It's 6:30 p.m. on Sunday where I am. So it's like the evening time here. I think some of you on the other side of the world are just waking up. So I'm glad to have all of you guys here and get this thing going. So why don't we jump into it? All right. Okay, so this sound can be a vowel or a consonant. So today we're going to focus mostly on the vowel sound because that's what's the most important for American listeners is the vowel. The R sound or the consonant sound is the same R. So, right, if you can nail the vowel, you can nail the consonant. The consonant just doesn't take up as much presence. So the vowel sound is the one that really needs the attention of the placement and the musicality and just the pitch for you to be understood easily. So, right, there's lots of different videos on the R sound. I've seen some of them. I think R sound is challenging for more than just the placement because it does have a very involved tongue position. Like the tongue has to do more than most other vowels. So as soon as we get into that kind of territory, it's always really tempting for the non-native speaker to just put all the attention on the tongue position and then expect somehow magically that just by, manipulating their tongue into the right shape, all of a sudden the sound is going to come out beautifully. But if you have been watching my content, watching the lives, you already know that that's not the case. There is no mouth position, no matter how perfectly you do it, that will give you a clear and natural sound. We know that everything depends on placement. So before you even start this R sound, I recommend you do some type of warm up. Do some type of warm up to find your core sound, find your musicality, find your placement. Right, just a quick deep breath. Right, bring the energy from the body up. Find that resonance, that musicality, that vibration here. Just a neutral because believe it or not, that makes up the majority of that R sound. So we know that for any sound, especially vowels, to create the identity of that specific sound, we're going to bring that and then we're going to shape the tongue. So, right, depending on your native language and your experience with English, this tongue shaping position is going to maybe be a little bit more challenging, and it might be something you have to develop the muscles in your tongue to do over time. A lot of people aren't going to be able to just learn this today and then right after class start shaping their tongue this way, because it's more involved. So what I'm doing here, and I'll show you with my finger, and then I'll show you with a diagram. But when I'm bringing this energy up from my body, this right, energy moving forward. If this is the front of my tongue, if this is the back of my tongue, and this is the front, and this is the middle, I'm pulling my tongue back, right? You see the middle part here, but then what also happens is the front part kind of goes up like this. So I can't hold my finger here like this, but if you imagine that my finger stayed like this, you could see that the air is going, right, is going up here, down, and then back up. But what you want to be careful is that this part, the tip, is not making contact with the top of the tongue. The air, right, you guys, again, I can't hold my finger here, but imagine that the finger stays shaped like this. It's that the air is going up and over all of these parts, right? So if you listen, right, the best way to learn a sound is to tune your ear to hear how that air gets changed, the shape of the air gets changed. So what you can do is just take this neutral and keep the voice going forward. Don't stop the voice. Don't turn it off. Just make it one stream of air, and then just slide from a neutral to the R sound like this. So you can hear that this part here has a different shape identity, right? Because the way the air is coming out is different. But what you also hear is that this part never goes away, right? Listen here. Right? This is still the overwhelming identity of the sound, right? That is never going to change. All the sounds are just a different shape of exit of this sound right here. So that's how the R works. If you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. So I know that maybe the finger, well, it's these words or these sounds that are inside of the body or inside of the mouth, right? That you can't see the tongue movement. These are always more challenging, right? Because there's no video unless we did it like an MRI, right? I'm not gonna do an MRI for you guys to see in my mouth. So it's always a little bit more challenging to visualize these. So, right here we got a cool website. I'll drop the link in the description. It's called soundsamerican.com.net, sorry. And make sure you guys can see this. Make myself smaller here. Okay, so you can see we've got a diagram, and these are the sounds of American English here. I think you can't switch this guy, Tom. It's got to be Tom. I was seeing if you could switch it to a woman, maybe. All right, so all of these are the sounds, and if you play the sounds, right, let me make sure it's working. Let's listen.
Yeah.
Right, so you can go through here and you can play with this. It can help you tune your ear. For this, what we're talking about, you want to click up here, and you can see the actual diagram. And this is the most useful part of this, right? So if you can't see, right, like this is the tongue, these are the teeth, these are the lips. So when I'm pressing these here, it shows you more or less the tongue movement, right? It shows you the path. You see this dotted line here. It shows you the path of the air, right? This is what I'm always talking about. This air is coming all the way up and through, right? It's not showing, all the way down to the diaphragm, but it's showing you that this air is starting right? He's not squeezing air from the mouth and pushing it forward. It's coming up. They're also showing you that it's when there's vibration, right? You can see this turn from voiceless, right? This K, voiceless, no vibration. And this G is the same mouth position, but you see the vibration is turned on. So that's how you use this sight. Now, for our R sound, where's the R? Am I blind? There it is. All right, so this is what I was talking about, right? You got the back or the back middle of the tongue. I can't hold this. Right, you got the back of the back middle of the tongue here coming up back here. And then you can see it dips down, and then the tip of the tongue kind of points up like it's looking up in the sky. But notice it does not make contact here. Do not make contact. Right? You see the dotted line of the air going up and over the tongue. So this is where a lot of you that are coming from languages that have that rolling R, that right? That's where you guys are going to get in trouble, because you guys are going to see that R and your body's going to tell your tongue to go up and touch the tip of your mouth. Do not do that. That is not an R sound for our ears. It never will be. That's an R sound in your language. So if you want us to learn how to listen to your language, do it like that. But if you want to speak in a way that's familiar for American ears, never, ever, ever let that top part of the tongue. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is my finger position similar? I mean, I'm doing this, right? It's just kind of similar, right? But if you prefer this diagram, then it's here as well. But at the end of the day, you have to pull the tongue back, and the tip of the tongue is going up, and it's not touching the roof of the mouth. All right. So if you have questions about this, drop it in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to move on to some examples. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, smash the like button, share the video if you know someone who's working on the R sound right now. All right, so that's how that's the mechanics of how the R sound works. Now we've got to practice, right, with the muscle memory, tuning the ear, those things. So when you're working with this vowel here, or this sound in general, I mean, if you see the R just right, I mean, obviously, if you see a word like, like this, I mean, we know that this is an R right at the beginning. These are obvious, but these are the consonant versions. This vowel version, the R is also a vowel, right? And so this is the symbol. You don't have to memorize the symbols, but if you want to confirm which vowel you're using, it's good to have a reference. Even if you don't remember each vowel, you can have a reference chart and say, okay, this one is Okay, so if you listen to me, it's just the same sound, same tongue positions we just looked at, where it's just and as American listener, I'm only listening to the vibration and the vibration coming up and out. If it sounds like this, any of those, it means that you are over prioritizing the tongue movement, and you're leaving out the placement, musicality, body connection, vibration, and resonance, which is the only way that it works. So if you notice that you're so focused on the tongue position that you don't have this connection and this flow of energy, you're wasting your time. You need to stop. You need to find the core sound, bring your musicality up. All right, so with these examples here, it's English in so many ways is such a trap, the way that it's written. But you guys can see that these examples, when you're looking at the vowel, it doesn't just say right? There's other vowels involved. So this is where you guys get in trouble as the non-native speakers, trying to pronounce these other letters here that are connected to that R. Just give me a quick second here. All right. So you guys have to use your ears and not your eyes, right? A lot of times when I'll hear students, you guys pronounce every letter you see. You say something like first, because you're trying to squeeze that I sound in here. This is just This is going from F to with the same energy group like this. Fur. Listen to the musicality, the pitch going up and down. First. Repeat after me. First. Right? Don't try to imitate the letters. Imitate what you hear down here. This vibration, the changing of the shape with the tongue position. First. Next one here. This one, I cannot tell you how many times I've corrected students and explained this to them, but they still have such a strong habit to say work, and include this. This is not work. This is W plus R from here. This is word, right? And I'm not saying what, because I'm not starting my voice here. I'm bringing the energy up and I'm shaping for the W and then sliding to the R. So if you notice, my lips do come together, but it's not strong, and it's all just changing this vibration as it exits. Watch this. Work. Repeat it after me. Imitate the vibration. Change the shape of your mouth. Work. Okay, same one as this. You know, maybe I'm just I was out doing some errands today in Colombia, so maybe I just have Spanish on my brain right now. But I mean, I can't tell you how many times you guys just say service. It's close, you'll be understood, but there's no E sound, there's no air, right? It's just sir, S plus R, service. Hear that pitch? Hear that contrast? Service. Service, like that. Same thing with this one, church. So this is going to be super distracting for you guys to have this here in the beginning. This right? You guys don't want to go right away. But what you got to do is bring the energy up. Start the musicality. Don't push from your lips. Don't push that forward. Let this voice slide past and go right and put all the attention in the church. You hear this? This is where all the attention is. Church. It's not church. It's church. Just nothing else. What's up, Felipe? Welcome, man. Good to have you here. Let me know where you listening from. What country? What city? What's your native language? All right, next one here, same thing. This is the same as service, right? I mean, I have heard so many times Patterson or Patterson. Like that is the total opposite because I'm focusing on consonants. Patterson, right? I'm including a vowel here and I'm including a vowel here. When a native speaker pronounces this word, they do not pronounce this vowel and they do not pronounce this vowel. We already talked about why this vowel doesn't get pronounced. It's called a syllabic N. There are 4 syllabic consonants that when they come at the end of the unstressed syllable, they just eliminate the vowel sound. So I'm only pronouncing S, and Listen to the vibration. Don't stare at what you see. Listen to what I'm actually pronouncing. Listen to how I bring my musicality up first. Listen. Person. Repeat it. Person. Right? It's not Patterson. Like that. Okay? This is the same thing. Listen, you hear those schwas? Listen to my schwas. A lot of you guys are going to say university. I'm not saying ni, and I'm not saying ver. Listen, I'm saying universa. Hear the 2 schwas? Universa. And it's not ver, right? University. Same as we have here. Just university. And then we got that flap T here at the end that lets us know that it's unstressed. Okay, next one. What I usually hear is turn. That doesn't exist. This is just but don't put a lot of attention on the T. T is one of the consonants that I really see non-native speakers put so much focus on, because I hear your T's come out as da, 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 dun, 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 dun. And if you make a consonant sound that perfect, there's no way you could put enough attention on the vowel sound for the native speaker. So just instead of dun, it should be turn. See how that T softened up and disappeared? Listen again. Turn, turn, turn. And the more musical you make it, the more emotion you have. Turn. Right? I've already challenged you guys. I dare anybody that's a non-native speaker to put too much musicality into their speaking. I don't think you can. All right. There's a lot of examples here. Let's keep going. Here we go. Another syllabic consonant. So I'm not pronouncing this letter and I'm not pronouncing this letter. I'm pronouncing kun, 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 kun. You hear the vibration? It's not kun, kun, kun. It's not in the mouth. It's down here. Kun, kun, kun. Continue my musicality. Concern. Concern. Like that. Next one. Gotta be careful with the L. Most of you guys are going to say Latin, 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 Latin. All right, take away the identity from the L. Turn L from la to l. Right? Don't pronounce all of this EA stuff just Listen, learn. You hear how strong that vibration is all the way through? Learn. It's not Latin, Latin, Latin in the mouth. Nothing in the mouth. Everything down here. Same with the next one. Don't say sa, sa, sa. Search, search. Say search. Search. Send me the information in the body. Another one of these are all words you guys use a lot. I mean, I guess they're normal words. We all use the normal words a lot, but I just hear people saying them a lot that are not native speakers, saying perfect. Okay? Challenge yourself. Without me explaining it, listen to how it sounds instead of what it looks like. Instead of perfect, listen to how I say it. Perfect. Can you repeat that? Perfect. Listen, just imitate what you hear here. Perfect. All right, next one here. Doesn't matter that we see an O. We don't care about this. O, we're just going to make this as obviously unstressed as possible. So we already talked about the schwa, making, playing that role. So we're not going to say oh. This is be right here. You hear? This is the only thing that sound I made. It was here and I'm going right past k to Listen, vibration k is not going to stand out. Listen, cur, right? Not a car, right? Consonants sound way too heavy. Listen to mine. Occurred. Repeat it, guys. Don't just stare at me. Repeat it. Occur. All right. That's the thing about pronunciation training. Just listening to me and knowing the rules will not change your accent. Next one. X. All right. Again, this vowel's disappearing. Not pronouncing this. Not exter. Hear this? Exter. External. Null. I didn't say null. Right? I said external. Like that. Prefer or pro. Use a schwa here and turn this to. I mean, these are easier because when you see ER, it's kind of more obvious sometimes. But listen, don't say pre or pre. Use a schwa, say prefer. Repeat it after me. Prefer. Next one, not purchase. It's purchase. Not just from the mouth. It's here. Purchase. And the last one, this is a challenge, right? Got the TH in there to throw you guys off. But it's not birthday, or it's birthday. All right, so you can see another example of how looking at the words does not show you how to pronounce them naturally. Okay, this sound is a vowel. Remember what the tongue position looks like. Right, I'm gonna put this link in the description here after the live. Look at the tongue position. Look at what's going on. Look at the path of the air, the dotted line. Look at the vibration down here. Right, the air's going up and over. Look how the tip of the tongue does not touch the roof of the mouth. You can hear listen to the vibration in the example. It's not in the mouth. He said not like that. So, guys, let me know if you have any questions about this sound. I know you need to practice more, but if you have questions about the mechanics or something like that. All right. So if you guys want more practice material beyond this, I, as always, recommend that you go to Rachel's English Academy. Right? Rachel English has thousands of students working on American pronunciation at the same time. Right now, you can jump in the academy with these students. You can learn from them. There's also native pronunciation experts here giving feedback. You can post your videos. You can get feedback from myself or other teachers here, right? You see she has some different options. You got the monthly subscription. You got the yearly. But look at that. Lifetime access is only $7 more. Okay? And guess what? If you guys use my coupon code Josh10, put that in the coupon code, you get 10% off of this price as well. Okay? So, this is the biggest, best, most complete, most interactive American pronunciation community and resource that's available. So if you're serious about improving your pronunciation, this is the only place to go. I mean, there's nothing that's better. There's no apps out right now that can do what is happening in Rachel's community. There's no apps that can give you the type of feedback that either myself or other teachers can give you right now. Just the AI is okay, but it hasn't gotten to that point. Trust me, I've had lots of students even try to help me or have me help them build an app, a pronunciation app, and it's too complex right now. You need some heavy investments. I think the technology is there, but the investments have not. They had the investments that they've made, and then they haven't used the right resources to train those AI. So you guys, Rachel's English is the best place to continue your pronunciation training. All right. So guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Let me know where you're watching from, what city, what country, what's your native language. If you have questions about specific words, you want me to break something down, drop it in the chat. But we're about to cover phrase chunks. Phrase chunks. So phrase chunks are, I think, the only way to really learn a language fast. The only way to make progress, not with just your grammar, not with just your listening, but also with your speaking. All three of those things at the same time, as fast as possible. So what do I mean when I'm talking about phrase chunks? Instead of going through every single grammar point and conjugation possibility and learning what they're called and learning the rules for them, all you need to do is start building a bank of phrases that you're going to use. Start with the highest priority and work your way out. But most importantly, focus on how to say them in a way that sounds clear and natural. Right? Not just remembering what the words say in the letters and pronouncing them the way that's easiest for you. That's not going to work. That's not effective. That's not going to help you communicate better because the native speaker is still not going to really understand what you're saying. So knowing more words and more grammar does not mean better communication. Knowing how to say the things you need to say and then building that out and being able to pronounce these things and hear these things the way native speakers do means better communication. So today we're going to talk about not about to. Not about to. So this is a really common phrase that native speakers use when they just basically want to express that there is no way, there's no possibility that they're going to do something. It's not an option. They're not going to consider it. They're going to do everything that they can to avoid it. So now that you know how to use it, you can start training how it sounds. And we know in English, the way things look are not the way they sound. So, as usual, the first thing you should do is break down which parts are stressed, which parts are unstressed. We got two stressed syllables here. We got not and bout. The other syllables are unstressed, so we're turning them into schwas. So, if you listen the way I pronounce it, it sounds basically like this. Listen to this. Just use your ears. Don't stare at the words. Listen. Not about to. Not about to. Not about to. You say it. Not about to. Not about to. One more time. Not about to. Focus on the energy, the resonance, the musicality, not on the letters. So now, if you can say this the same way I'm saying it, you can put pieces around it and you can start to express yourself in way more ways than just this one phrase. You could talk about so many things. Okay, so for example, we could say give up. Right? Listen how I pronounce that. I didn't say give up. Give up. You have to listen to how we connect sounds. Listen, give up. You try it. Give up. Okay, we can say I'm not about to give up. I'm not about to give up. I'm not about to give up. But if you say I'm not about to give up, I'm not about to give up, that is almost impossible to understand. Next one. Let that happen. Right? Let that happen. You hear that? Let that happen. You hear the hierarchy? How some parts of the pitch are more important? You guys can't see, my bad. Let's make that smaller. All right. So listen to how there's two rises in pitch, let and happen, but which one do you hear go up higher? Let that happen. Let that happen, right? So now we just use the same phrase chunk that you've already gotten good with, right? Assuming you've practiced it. Not about to let that happen. Not about to let that happen. Right? You can put any pronoun you want here, but let's use she's, right? Make it real small. She's not about to let that happen. Repeat it after me. Don't just stare at me. She's not about to let that happen. Okay, look at this one. Not about to. We got two schwas here. Listen, to. This is why you need musicality, so I can hear that there's two schwas. So it's not just one line to Paula. All right, there's another schwa right here. To apologize. Look at how I stressed that stress vowel sound. This was, what was this? 2 lives ago we worked on this sound. It's got to look like mine. If you're going, oh, it's not looking like mine, doesn't sound like mine. Look at this. To apologize. To apologize. To apologize. Not about to apologize. Not about to apologize. He's not about to apologize. He's not about to apologize. All right, guys. Hope you're repeating after me. This is free training here. Take advantage. Look at this. Back down for all you tough guys out there, or you tough girls. Not about to back down. There. I like weird. Let's change it to weird. Listen to me. Imitate the sound, the vibration here. We're not about to back down. Don't try to find the letters. Just imitate what you hear. Listen. We're not about to back down. What I'm saying is not written there. I'm saying something different. Repeat what I'm saying. This energy here, changing shape. We're not about to back down. We're not about to back down. Okay? change my mind. So it's not even a possibility. So we can say not about to change my mind. Right? But I didn't say change my mind. Change my mind. It was all the same group of energy from here. Change my mind. I'm not about to change my mind. I'm not about to change my mind. I'm not about to change my mind. It's all about musicality and pitch. Well, this is a good one. We can drop this H, right? This is silent. This is two silent letters right next to each other. Listen how I pronounce this. Waste is time. Listen closely. Waste is time. Waste is time. You say it. Waste is time. He's not about to waste his time. He's not about to waste his time. He's not about to waste his time. All right. Last one. No, two more. Pay that much, right? Something's too expensive. Pay that much. We're not about to. Listen how small we're. I didn't say we're or where or we are. We're just down here. Everything is here. Just follow this vibration. We're not about to pay that much. Look at how I highlight the important parts. We're not about to pay that much. Right? Every time you hear the pitch go up, you see me creating more space. Listen again. We're not about to pay that much. We're not about to pay that much. Last one. Listen to how I link these. Listen to how I connect it. Start over. You try it. Start over. Do you hear when the pitch goes up? Can you hear when I create more space? Look. Start over. Start over. So, I'm not about to start over. I'm not about to start over. I'm not about to start over. So, there you guys go. What a hookup. What, what a great little session this was just for you to just start dominating this phrase that is it's so native and it's so common. If you can use this in the right context, right? When you know something is someone's going to do everything they can to avoid something, right? There's no way they're going to consider it. There's no way they're going to think about doing it. If you say not about to, and you say it the way we just practiced, and you get to the point where you can say it that way every single time, it's going to help your conversations flow so much better. And you can easily change these other parts. And even if you don't pronounce these other parts, as perfectly as you say not about to, just the fact that you're anchoring that native speaker's ear in this super familiar not about to, it's easier for them to kind of put together the other parts because they have the idea, they have the context. They don't have to invent or rearrange or decode the whole thing. They're just, that you gave them the most important parts and related to context, and right, they can kind of put the rest together. So this is the way that I recommend you guys learn English. Not with not with no apps or grammar rules or anything like that. Just find one phrase, take this phrase this week, repeat it all week long, and just practicing changing the pronouns and changing whatever the verb is that you want to use after. And you can make it whatever you want. So that's the phrase chunks for today, guys. Questions about this? If you have questions, drop it in the chat. Hit the like button when you jump in the chat. And Let me know where you're listening from, guys. What is your native language? Let me know in the chat or in the comments. All right, so you guys, this is good. This is material, right? You could probably spend all week just with these 8 phrases. I think that this is more than enough. But if you want even more practice with things exactly like this, with downloadable audibles, where you can learn with other students together, thousands of other students who are working on the same American pronunciation topics as you, go over to Rachel's English. Rachel's English. She has the biggest, the most complete, the most interactive academy resource for American pronunciation. It's not even close. It's not even close. You guys, I've worked with so many people that have used apps and they still come to me because the app can't get them where they want to go. The app, it can only do so much. It still hasn't come to the point where it can beat a human, a trained pronunciation coach. Not even close. So come here, join the academy. Look, it's cheap. You guys are paying subscriptions to these apps, or you guys are paying even more, to whatever service or coach that's probably not helping you as much as this. What, you got the monthly 39 if you want a small commitment, yearly, right? Under $400 a year. What does that work out to? It's cheap, right? Or you got lifetime access for $400. I mean, you can't beat that. Lifetime accent. And guess what? If you use my coupon code Josh10, you get 10% off the whole time. So if you click on the link, right, join today. Look, I'll even show you. Let's go for lifetime. You can come to lifetime access. Come down. Look at this. She's normally charging $1,000 for this. Come down. Look at this. Coupon code Josh10. Let's take it out. Well, it's already said. It's already there. Look, it's already there. Look, you get an extra $40. Can you see that? You just can't see. You get an extra $40 off just by using my coupon code. Or if you want to just get the monthly, same thing. Use my coupon code. Boom, Josh10 takes it down to $35 a month. I mean, you guys definitely spend $35 on something every month that does not give you a lifelong skill and help you reach your goal that you guys have probably been trying to get to for the last 10 to 20 years, most of you. All right, so any final questions about phrase chunks or the vowel before we move into the accent analysis, which is my favorite part? Drop them in the chat. If not, that's fine. If you guys ready for the accent analysis, drop a 1 in the chat. Who do you guys think we're going to cover today? Or what language? What native language? Last night we looked at Melania Trump, and I was very surprised about the quality of her pronunciation. Melania Trump has definitely significantly improved her pronunciation. You can tell she's been working with a coach. I mean, she's doing a lot of the things that I teach that you'll learn in Rachel's English. She's doing them, and she still has her accent, but it's super easy to understand. Super easy. So if you guys want to make that adjustment, right? You don't have to lose your accent, but you have to learn what this listeners are paying attention to, so you can start training to do that. Go check out that Rachel's English. Links also in the description. All right. So who is it? I don't even remember. Let's see. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this lady's name, but she is the Prime Minister of Italy. Do you guys know who she is? The Prime Minister of Italy? Let's check her out. I have not heard her speak in English. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like a sentence or two. I don't, but I can't think of any real time I've heard her speaking in English. It's hard to see. Okay, well, let's get set up. Let's do it. Let's see how she's doing. What do you guys think? Is she going to be hard to understand or easy to understand? All right, so here's my disclaimer. If you guys don't care about right how to pronounce English in a way that's clear and natural for an American listener, if you don't think that people should ever have to work on their accent or pronunciation, if you think that, you know, it is evil or what, xenophobic to promote accent training or accent reduction, click off the video. I don't want to hear from you. I don't care. It's not for you. That's your opinion. There's other people who do think it's valuable. So, right, if you guys think this is valuable, we're going to check this out. Her native language is Italian, and we're going to see here what adjustments, if any, she could make to deliver her pronunciation in a way that sounds clear and natural to American ears. So, here we go.
Presidents, prime ministers, authorities, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me.
Honor? Okay.
It is a great honor for me.
Okay, so I mean, if you guys don't know that, we usually pronounce that word honor with a silent H. We don't pronounce the H there. Yeah, we just say honor like that.
To be here with you today.
Today. Okay, so is she being understood? Yes, but will you ever hear a native speaker say today? You will never. Never. You can find, okay, sure, one of you great internet sleuths will find an example, but it's not an example of someone speaking naturally. If you find that example, it's an example of someone making an extreme exaggeration that is not natural. We use the schwa every time. We say today. It's not natural to do it any other way.
As well as to all of you for this.
How did she do that? Comparative.
As well as to all.
Yeah, so you see, she said as well as, right? So she has a little bit more attention on well.
As well as to all.
Right, but she needs to make reductions. She shouldn't be saying, if she wants it to be easy to understand, as. It should just be is, right? Reduction means remove that vowel sound so that in the stress parts, the vowel sound does stand out, right? So she said as well as instead of as well as. Hear that? Listen. As well as, like that, right? Do not pronounce those little words clearly and completely, because it doesn't make it easier to understand. It confuses a native speaker.
The forum in which.
The what?
The forum.
Can you guys guess what word she's trying to say? I'm looking at the transcript here, so I can see, but I don't think without the transcript that I could understand what she was saying.
The forum.
And you know why? Exactly what we just talked about in this lesson. What was today's lesson? The R sound. And what did I tell you not to do? I told you not to make contact with your tongue against the top of the mouth. So she's doing that for her R sound. And for my ears, it sounds like a D, because in American English, that is how we make a D sound, not an R sound. Listen.
The forum.
Right? That's the same as Spanish, right? Fodum. Well, I mean, like the R sound, right? With the contact. So she applied the techniques that we just went over in the beginning of the live stream, and she eliminated that contact there, and she let her musicality go up and over her tongue. She would go from the fodum, which is not easy to understand, to the forum. Hear the difference? Fodum, forum. Fodum, forum. Forum. This is the only one that will be easy to understand for an American listener.
Strategic direction of the country.
All right, hear that? Direction.
Strategic direction.
Direction. Do you guys, can you tell
strategic direction of
Is it really obvious which syllable is the stressed primary stress? I don't think so.
strategic direction.
Direction, a little bit. I mean, there's a little bit extra attention on rec, but if she changed it from die, right, to the schwa, it would be way easier. Right? The whole purpose of not pronouncing the vowel and just replacing it with is to make it obvious to the listener if it's stressed or unstressed. So if you say direction instead of direction, right? Can you hear the difference in that contrast? Direction or direction. Direction. And that way, when you start like that, it's obvious that it's unstressed. But if you say die, my American ears don't know, okay, was that stressed? Was that unstressed? What's going to happen next? But if you say then it's obvious that nothing is going to come below that stress.
Absolutely proud, and that will Italy accept with.
All right, so I mean, it is her country, but like that is not how it would be easy for us to understand the pronunciation, right? We use the flap T. Listen to her again.
Absolutely proud, and that will Italy accept.
Italy, Italy. Hear how it's all in the mouth? Italy. Instead of this, listen to the vibration. Italy. Italy. She said Italy, Italy, or Italy, right? Mine has way more vibration. You can trace that vibration down here. That's what I talk about when I talk about the body, voice, and placement. Right? That T, changing that T doesn't sound cool in American. It means it's unstressed for our ears.
Characteristics.
All right. Carita. I don't think that even she would think that that sounds clear for an American.
Characteristics.
Character. Okay, do you guys know why? Why doesn't it sound clear for American ears? Because it's all consonant sounds. It's all consonant sounds. Character, and it's all in the mouth. It's the opposite of what sounds clear for us. Characteristics instead of characteristics. See how I put all that attention on the musicality and the vowel and the drive? Characteristics. She said characteristics, right? When you do that mouth sound with the consonants, right, not only are you highlighting the opposite of what we expect, because we expect vowels, but you also don't give the attention in the pitch. It's impossible to drive the pitch up because that pitch comes from the body. So when you hear me say characteristics, it's because I'm using musicality and melody. Here, when she said characteristics, there's no musicality. All she could do is push explosions, right, which don't create an up and down drive of the resonance and vibration. It's impossible.
The profound meaning of a word that in times as unstable and unpredictable as ours.
I mean, that was pretty good overall. I thought that was pretty easy to understand. You know, if you were going to be picky, you know, she's replacing this was from your last night live, the difference between I and E, right? And she's saying unpredictable instead of dictable, right? So she's using the she vowel where we would use the sit vowel. Listen to this.
The profound meaning of a word that in times as unstable and unpredictable as ours.
Instead of did unpredictable like that. But that's a small thing. I mean, like the rest of that was actually pretty good. Nice job. What's her name? Meloni. Melanie? I don't know how to say her name.
True cooperation, that is.
Okay, true cooperation. So it sounds like she's almost in corporation because she's eliminating a whole syllable. She's eliminating the secondary stress. This is a 5-syllable word. So there's more than one syllable that's stressed. There's more than one syllable that's unstressed. Right? So in these stressed syllables, there's a hierarchy. There's a primary stress. There's a secondary stress. Listen to mine. Listen to this. Cooperation. Can you hear? Ation is definitely the primary stress. Cooperation. But she's just saying, like, how does she say it?
True cooperation.
Corporation. It sounds like she's saying corporation, you know, like a business entity instead of cooperation, right? So that's why, you know, rhythm and syllable stress is so important. That word just completely changed.
not cooperating with them.
She just said it again, cooperating. Right? Maybe she wants to start a business, but I mean in the transcript it says cooperation, right? So yeah, seems like she doesn't care too much about pronunciation. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome, man. You guys hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let me know which country you're watching from. What's your native language?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. So today's class was about the R. The R sound, the here she misses the sound. There's no Listen.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Yesterday. Yesterday. Yes. How should I say? Yesterday. Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. So the yester. You hear that? Yesterday. Right? And that's important because our ears, remember, following vibration. So she said yesterday. Yesterday. I think she'd be understood, but it's distracting. Yesterday. Right? And the more of those little distracting moments you have, the easier it is for someone to like drift away and lose the point of what you're talking about. Start focusing on how your pronunciation sounds instead.
For their hospitality and
So this is ah. She's saying oh. Remember, I told you guys this oh sound doesn't exist in English.
For their hospitality.
You see how her lips go ho ho ho. That doesn't exist. We don't have that. This is ah. Right? Hospitality, same thing, 5 syllables. So it's the secondary stress. It's not as important as hospitality, but you can't make it small like this. Say hospitality or whatever. It's just you hear the space back here? Hospitality, like that.
Of the continent in areas.
Same thing here. Is that how did she say it? Continent.
Of the continent.
That one was a little bit more open, like con. It wasn't so much like ko. So good job. How do you say her name? Meloni or Melanie? I don't know.
It is an open platform for putting our
Putin? Sound like she's talking about the president of Russia. Putin. So she's using the wrong vowel, poo, ooh. She's using oohs and boo. This should be uhs and push. And then again, the fact that she's not showing the listener that the T is unstressed because she's pronouncing it as t instead of d. It just makes the listener. It puts all the responsibility on the listener to interpret what she's saying instead of just saying it in a way that the listener just knows automatically what she's saying. Like, listen to this.
It is an open platform for Putin.
For Putin, Vladimir Putin, right? Instead of pudding. That's how it would be easy to understand.
An infrastructure backbone that will connect African markets to global ones and bring people, ideas, and economies closer together.
All right, I mean, it's just not that much rhythmic contrast. I mean, all of her stress and unstressed parts are living in this like kind of same zone. I think the way she pronounced the vowels, they were maybe not perfect, but they were very similar. But without the rhythmic contrast, again, it's a huge piece that the listener has like scrambled to put together on their own. Listen to this. Listen.
An infrastructure backbone that will connect.
Infrastructure backbone. Infrastructure backbone. Infrastructure backbone. Right.
Connect African markets to global ones.
African markets to global ones. African markets to global ones. Instead of African markets to global ones. Like that. So, this is what, I've had people get in my comments. Some dude on LinkedIn was telling me, well, if you just pronounce the vowel sounds clearly, then you'll be, rhythm and rhythm doesn't matter. Well, yeah, rhythm does matter because we just saw right there. It's not easy to understand if everything sounds the same. I mean, I don't know why he didn't just Google that before he started getting in my comments, but he didn't reply to me. I'll tell you that.
Contribution of major United Nations agencies, and I want to thank the contribution of major United Nations agencies.
So this is a classic case of the non-native speaker not hearing what a diphthong is, right? We have vowels, we have diphthongs. Vowels have one mouth position, right? So she's basically saying like like bed, like as in bed. Agency. That's one mouth position. But the diphthong has two, right? And because we're pushing our voice forward, we hear the sliding. So she says we say a. You hear the movement? Listen. A. Agencies are agencies like that.
Contribution of major United Nations agencies.
Agencies. So, yeah, I just don't understand. Like, I mean, I know you guys as an American, like, we don't learn other languages. I'm an exception because I've been living in a different country for a long time. But to me, it's just like, it feels weird to be the leader of a country and not get some type of coaching before. What is AU? I mean, I'm assuming this is some type of the African Union. I mean, this is a huge international event. She's just, to me, I can't see any of the effects of pronunciation and coaching. Or maybe she's using an app. And I told you guys, the apps don't work. So maybe, but she does not have anything that you would get from me, that you would get from Rachel's English. We would, if you work with us, you would never think that sounds clear and natural for American listeners. I guess she's talking to African people, but it's still the internet. It's still English. Like,
we have followed it with consistency and determination.
All right.
We have followed it with consistency.
All right. So here, fall, all. Right. She's getting back to that sound I tell you guys don't exist. Fall. This is for us. Followed. And like with the word consistency, look how much openness she has in her mouth when she says the con, the first part.
We have followed it with consistency.
Con. This is a reduction. If you pronounce that con, it's too perfect. It breaks the rhythm. It starts to sound like it's important. So she's saying consistency, and I would say con. Look at my mouth position. Consistency. Right? I was speaking without the mouth, right? Down here. Consistency, like that.
And the strengthening. And
what's going on with the camera there? Do you see how shaky that was?
Strengthening of the contribution to the World Bank.
Okay, listen how she pronounces the word of, OF. She puts way too much attention on it. There's no way that should be standing out, right? She should be using a reduction, say the strengthening of the listen.
And the strengthening of the contribution.
I mean, she made that stand out more than the most. She's like the strengthening of the contribution. Like that's not how English works. You don't put the most attention on the word that brings zero meaning. Like on the strengthening of the contribution. You hear that, guys? The strengthening of the contribution. She said the strengthening of the contribution, like that. So this is what I'm saying. I don't think she's gotten any help with her speaking in English.
Gap resources that are vital for development.
Listen to this. Where is the stress syllable?
Gap resources that are...
Resources. I mean, forget that she's pronouncing the letters in a different way. Like, she could still do that. And if she just made a little bit of musicality and contrast, it would sound so much more clear.
Gap resources that are...
Resources or resources. She said resources. It's like, what are we supposed to pay attention to here? Resources. I wonder if Trump's roaster did her. I know she likes Trump, and Trump likes to roast people with bad English. I'd like to see him trying to listen to her English because Trump does not have an ear for non-native speakers. He doesn't. There's several videos of him being like, what? I think he even asked someone to translate once when they were speaking English. So I would love to see his reaction to her English, one of his buddies.
But we also want our collaboration to be...
There we go, another one. Another reduction, another function word. She's putting so much attention on the words that aren't bringing any value. She's putting them above and in the way of all the parts that where the information is actually being delivered. Like she's saying like our collaboration instead of our, right? Our no one unless you're like it's like our collaboration, but no one speaks like that unless it's some kind of crazy exaggeration. Listen to how she says it.
But we also want our collaboration to be
Our collaboration, our collaboration, our collaboration, or our collaboration. You hear the difference? There's so much more contrast in my our collaboration, or our collaboration, like that. Okay, I think this is only a 14-minute interview. I mean, wow.
This is why Italy has focused much.
Oh, my favorite one. We just found it.
This is why Italy has focused.
What do you guys hear? Italy has what? Italy has what? What do you guys actually hear? Not the context. What do you guys actually hear?
This is why Italy has focused.
I hear this is why Italy has focused. Okay? So I already talked about the A diphthong. Now this is the O. So because she's not sliding from one position to the next, I don't hear her saying "oh" focused. I hear her saying one mouth position focused, or focused. So to me, it 100% sounds more like FUCK than FOCUSED. There you go. That's the funniest example. So there we go, guys. I was already saying it, but now there's no doubt about it. She has no person helping her coach her on her pronunciation. She learned English probably a long time ago in school. I'm sure she's highly educated, and she learned English around non-native speakers, and she just pronounces every word the way it looks and has no idea how the language actually works. Not saying that she has to, but I'm saying that, as a world leader, I'm sure those resources are available to her. And it would probably, presentation and communication are really important. I think that's a big part of her job.
In their country, to contribute to its growth
to contribute. So she's stressing the part that's not stressed. To contribute, or to contribute. You hear she went con and I went kun. To contribute, or to contribute. She reminds me of a man from the Caribbean or something.
Invest in skills and educational systems and create industrial partnership and joint ventures capable of generating stable.
Listen to how flat this is. Like, even if you understood, it's like boring, man. It is boring. She's like, listen how there's no up and down, there's no pitch. Guys, pitch makes native speakers pay attention. It forces us to pay attention. Not only does it make it sound clear, natural, and more like a native speaker, it forces us to keep listening, to not lose attention. Listen, this is the most boring sentence I've heard in a long time. Listen.
Invest in skills and educational systems and create industrial partnership and joint ventures capable of generating.
Invest in skills and educational systems and create industrial partnerships and joint ventures capable of generating. It'd be like if I was talking like this. Like, you guys can definitely probably understand me if you guys are trying, but I'm just not putting any type of contrast anywhere. But like, if I'm talking like this, now the most important parts will stick in the listener's ear, especially an American person's ears that's a native speaker. They cannot avoid it. It's like, I always use the example of, like, if you're in a car and it's, you just speed up slowly, you don't really notice it. But if you start speeding up fast, right, really fast, and making really, really big differences in the speed, then you notice it. And that's what's happening with the pitch for us. All right, let's do one more because I am over this.
For impossible is usually the word that people without courage use.
Courage. 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 How many of you have enough cottage to put a 1 in the chat right now. Or if you're watching the replay, put a 1 in the comments. I want to see who has the real cottage. Okay, this is the same vowel we just looked at. This is the best way to finish the live because we started with this vowel. We're finishing with this vowel. This is not cod. This is the sound, just like bird, church, worm, work. All it is So instead of cottage, she should say courage. Don't pronounce all those letters just because you see them there. Meloni. It's just the sound. Courage. So there you guys go, man. That was the accent analysis. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, if you guys have someone you want me to do an analysis on, a famous person, whatever, YouTuber, someone from your your company, I guess, I don't know, the CEO of your company, if it's on YouTube, send it to me. And if you want me to do analysis on you, you can scan the QR code right there and send me your video, and I'll do it on a future live. All right. And if you guys want me to do a one-on-one call, something more private, right? So you don't have to be on YouTube, book a quick accent check, guys. The link is in the description. It's a 15-minute, it's a live call, right? I'll listen to you. You guys saw how much I can pick up just listening to a couple minutes. I'll show you exactly what is the gap between what you're doing and what makes it, more difficult or, makes you sound different than a native speaker. And I'll show you exactly what to start training. I'll show you exactly what to use, and I'll get you headed down the right path so you can stop guessing. Also, guys, don't forget to send it in. If you guys learned from this class, right, scan that QR code or go to the description, buy me a coffee. You guys are learning stuff that's going to stick with you for the rest of your lives. It's nothing to buy a $5 cup of coffee to say thanks. So that's it for the live, guys. I hope you guys learned something. Put in the chat, in the replay, what you learned and what topics you want me to cover next. So now that you guys know this, you just boosted up your